Blame, justify or shut down. Which one's your favourite? Blame, justify or shut down. That is the classic avoidance pattern when there's an emotional state that we are reluctant to let go of. There's something we like about the pain of a situation on an unconscious level. Something innately protective about the behaviours around the pain itself, because it was embodied, encoded, embedded in the nervous system at a point at which it was required. It's an instinctual pattern, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, but there might be a time it's been overused because it had a purpose. It's used in a certain situation. We might not have known any rationale behind it, but then it becomes a default. So when it's presented to somebody as an idea or a suggestion, pain, behaviours around pain, they can't see. They can't even see beyond their own thought patterns sometimes. And you make a suggestion, and you can do this with lots of other situations. You can see it in lots of other situations. The person will blame something, justify their own position, or they'll shut down on the idea of changing their own behaviour. And that could be a behaviour that leads to their pain. Blame, justify, and shut down. This is broken down in Brené Brown's book. Can't think of the title of it at the moment. It's an epic book, massive one. It'll come to me. And she highlights how when somebody's in a challenging emotional situation that they're almost invisible to, when it's suggested to that person to move out of it with a cue, a thought pattern or another behaviour, they blame, justify and shut down. Let me give you an example. So let's say somebody likes work, hold my hands up, I like work because you get praise, you get approval, you get social recognition, you get money, you get noticed, you get a sense of pride, maybe reward, praise, that kind of circle. But it's just a drug, okay? And if I give you another example, sport. So they're my two favourites. Sport, I was a professional footballer, so you get praise, reward, achievement, medals, pat on the head, public recognition. Now they're just avenues to get a drug. The drugs, adrenaline and cortisol, makes the organism feel safe, and it could have been encoded a long time ago before I even had any words. The behaviours of getting to that point of achievement become the patterns that then become the traits that then become the personality. It isn't fixed. It can become a compulsion, but you should be able to choose that behaviour rather than be compulsively enticed to repeat it. Now then, if there were some defaults that I might have had and you saw me going to work a lot, too much, pushing too hard physically, and yet I couldn't see that I was, and yet I was complaining the pain of pushing too hard at work or in exercise, and you suggested to me, Drew, are you working a bit too much? Well, it's your fault. It's your fault that I have to go to work because we need the money for this thing that you've got. So you find someone blaming somebody else so that can justify doing their own addictive behaviour, right? Because it's too painful to even consider the thought of changing that state. Another situation could be justifying it. Well, I have to do this, I have to do it, because who's going to do it if I don't? So they justify doing the same behaviour because of some other reason, or they'll shut down on it. It was like, I can't bear to talk about this now, I'm going to work. I can't bear to talk about this, I'm going to the gym, I'm going for a run. And they'll go and just shut down completely. So blame, justify or shut down. We all have those patterns. I have them. I can recognise when I've used them, but it's normally when it's challenging situations in your life. You go back to the behaviour which always made you feel safe. Not bad behaviour, but it's bad if you're a one-trick pony. It's better if you become injured and can't use the physical realm, or work's not accessible, that you have healthier mechanisms. Some people use drink and drugs or sex or shopping or biting their nails or cutting themselves, or any human behaviour is addictive. And the more varied your spectrum of coping strategies, so yeah, you can have stressful ones, which is excitement and having a good blowout, but you can't have all of them like that. If life gets a little bit challenging, or you're in pain or suffered trauma or overwhelm, or just you haven't had the network of boundaries that should be in place when you are in a state of overwhelm. Because if you're very limited in your options and you're very fixed on the thing that you have to do and you need to do it just to stay normal, that's really the addictive state. And when people only have these very small avenue of options and become injured or overwhelmed, and I feel a sense of overwhelm and can't access those things, they go back through the pain to get them, and that's often where you get these chronic patterns and the really nasty stuff, CRPS and fibromyalgia, and those. All pain's tough, but then it goes to another level, because beyond pain, if you are pushing beyond pain, beyond where your body's trying to slow you down, you've got systematic involvement, the disease processes start, and when they start, it's on another level. If you can recognise where you blame, justify or shut down, and just catch those thoughts first of all without criticising, just laugh at them like maybe I do sometimes, and then if you do need to go and do that behaviour or choose to for a short period, fine, but start to develop other ways of feeling safe, no matter how unfamiliar it is, so that you can justify to yourself stepping out of those behaviours. Whether that's breathing, whether it's a kind word, whether it's a different place or a different place in nature, it's only short, you're taking your nervous system to somewhere else, and you can let go of the blame, let go of justifying the old behaviours, and stop the shutdown mechanism, and it opens up so many more possibilities to be free from persistent pain.